Hello, all you magnificent people, Dirbo the Magnificent here, and today I have reached 1,000 subscribers. Holy frick, that's a lot of people. It's 1,000 people, if you can imagine that. That's crazy, go nuts. Yeah, it's not 1 million. Yeah, it's not even 100,000. Yeah, it's not even 10,000. But it's just 1,000. That doesn't matter. That's 1,000. That's a lot of people. Anyway, I'm gonna cut myself off right there. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep rambling about how big 1,000 is. It's too much. You guys know how big 1,000 is. But anyway, so if you couldn't tell from the title and the 4 billion times that I've announced it already, I'm doing a Q&A! And what that means, if you don't know, if you're unfamiliar with the term, is it's a question and answer. I don't know who wouldn't know that, but whatever. I'm answering it now. That's the first question. Boom. What's Q&A mean? Boom. That's what it means. Question and answer. Now we're starting. It's not actually first question. So let's get this train rolling. Here's the first one. Neo Cellcat asks, do you have any pets? The answer is, oh yes, actually we do. Sorry. We got a bunny recently. It's technically my younger brother's bunny, but it's also sort of the family bunny. He's pretty alright. His name's Chewy, and he's a gray, I don't remember what type of bunny, but he's got a big old, like, lion mane of fur and stuff, and he's really cute looking, except that he always tries to attack my hand whenever I pet him, so he's not the best. But yeah, that's our current pet. We used to have a pet lizard. We had him for like 2 weeks, and then he was killed. Somebody tripped over his cage. Yeah. And then before that we had, let's see, what do we have? We had 2 parakeets when I was really little. And one died and we gave the other one away. And then before I was born, we apparently had a goldfish. And he died. Yeah. So next question he asks is, when did you start playing Terraria? I started playing Terraria in freaking 2013. I don't remember the exact date. I do know that it was the exact day that Terraria 1.0.6 came out, when they introduced, like, I think it was Molten Armor, and maybe even, like, the dungeon and stuff. It was a big update that just rolled out. It was the first giant update, and I just accidentally got the game at that time, because it was on sale. I was like, whatever. But yeah, so there you go. That's when I started playing Terraria. When did you start playing Pokemon? Didn't. I've never actually played... That's a lie. I've played Pokemon Yellow, but only for a very small amount of time at a friend's house a long time ago. But yeah, I've never actually really played any of the handheld Pokemon games. The only Pokemon game I've actually played all the way from start to finish is Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness for the GameCube. I freaking loved that game. That game was awesome. I don't know if I still own it. I probably do. That'd be great. I love that game. So yeah, there we go. That answers those 3 questions. Boom, let's move right on to the next question. So, next question from Hulk Hoger. What's your favorite color, Dirpo? My favorite color is orange. And if you can't guess what my second favorite color is, well, let me tell you, it's blue. Wow! Orange and blue. It's almost like those are related to me somehow. Yeah, those are my favorite colors. Moving on, next question. So, Jesus Christ himself asks, do you liek mudkips? And the answer is no. I do not liek mudkips. I like mudkips. I do not liek mudkips. I like mudkips. You understand? There's a difference there. One of the main difference is one of them's a meme, the other one is proper way to speak. I don't know if you know this, but I'm not a big fan of memes. I mean, there's the occasional meme out there that I sort of like, but typically I find most of them annoying, which may come as a surprise. I don't know. Most other places I'm incredibly serious and sarcastic and very deadpan, if you can believe it. But here on YouTube, when I'm just sitting in a room talking to myself, I get all energetic. Anyway, moving right along. Thanks, Jesus, for the question. Nice to see you on the internet. Ice Cube asks, what is your favorite pizza topping and why? I expect an answer in the length of an essay. So, of course, I'm like, oh, you want me to write an essay? Okay, well, what kind of essay we talking here? An 800-word essay? See, there's a SpongeBob reference there. He misses it completely. It doesn't matter. He says, an essay with more than 500 words is fine. So, I decided, you know what? He's probably not expecting me to do that. Nobody would expect me to write a 500-word essay on my favorite pizza topping. So I did. And without further ado, here is that essay. So, there you go, Ice Cube. I hope you enjoyed that. By the way, just in case you, I don't know, are a regular human being and couldn't understand any sort of words at that speed, there's a link to the actual full essay down in the description if you want to go read the whole thing yourself, and there's also a link to an unlisted video of just me reading that at normal speed, because apparently people are too lazy to read and they want me to do that, so... Anyway, on to the next question. FSG asks, do you consider your art or pixel art better? This is an interesting one. Although it's one I can probably very easily answer. I think my pixel art's better. For those of you who don't know, I should probably answer this. I do make pixel art and some traditional art. You've seen it in my thumbnails and things like that. By the way, yes, I make all of my thumbnails and art and the channel art and everything. I've done everything on my channel is made by me, which I'm pretty proud of. But yeah, I have to say that pixel art's probably my better, because I've been doing it for like 5 years, so I have way more experience at it. I'm still not... There's still loads of people out there who are way better than me, no doubt. I'm never going to be the best. I've accepted that. But I'm definitely better at pixel art than I am at regular art. I've got a long way to go with traditional line art and pencil drawings and things like that. So, yeah. Next question he asks is, what hair color do you have? Well, it used to be blonde when I was little. It's sort of turning... It's in between... Right now, I'd say it's in between brown and blonde. Some call it, like, dirty blonde, I guess, but that just sounds stupid, so... Let's go with brown. Third question he asks is, if you get a lot more subs, do you think you will make YouTube an actual career? Yes. If I somehow get to the point where I can make a sustainable amount of money off of my YouTube channel, then heck yeah, I'm gonna do this for a career. This is like the best job. This is like everyone's dream job. You get paid to sit in a chair and record yourself playing video games. And, of course, editing it and uploading it, but those are the hard parts that nobody ever mentions. But anyway, yeah, I would love to do this for a career. That would be awesome. Gaming with Joe asks, did you ever think that you would get to 1,000 subs? Honestly, well, let me be honest. Honestly, yes, I did. Before I started actually making videos, I thought, oh, you know, I'll just make it to a couple 100,000 subs. I don't really expect to get more than that. Then I started making, and I realized just how stupid ridiculous that goal was. Oh yeah, just a couple 100,000 subs, you know, that's all I want to get. No, that's so... okay. Once I actually started making, I knew I was probably eventually gonna get there, maybe, I don't know. I don't think I expected to, but I didn't really expect much of anything from the channel, so anyway. What do you think about 1,000 people from around the world not just watching, but enjoying your videos enough to subscribe? I think that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I don't really hold myself very highly. I don't really think I'm that great of a dude, but apparently 1,000 people do. I find that just... it's freaking ridiculous. I'm so thankful you guys are out there, and the only reason I do it is for you guys. If nobody subscribed or anything like that, or watched, or commented, or said, hey, you're doing good, keep it up, champ, then I would have stopped a long time ago. But you guys keep giving me support. You guys are enabling me to continue this. So thank you all so freaking much. On to the next question. The Dark Aura from Discord asks, who/what inspired you to do the YouTubes? My favorite YouTubers at the time when I started doing YouTube were Nerdcubed, Germa985, and Sips from the Yogscast. I highly recommend you check all of them out. A little less so on the Nerdcube point. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of him anymore. But that's for another rant. But yeah. So, I guess those three are the biggest inspirations towards me. Probably Sips is the biggest, just because I really liked his style of editing and stuff. If you've watched my Skyrim playthrough and Sips' Skyrim playthrough, you may see some similarities. I don't know. That's where I get most of my editing inspiration and stuff like that, is from Germa and Sips. So, and basically just every YouTuber I've ever watched, gamer-wise, has inspired me to get into YouTube. So like Markiplier, Germa, Star, Nerdcubed, pretty much everyone in the Yogscast, and a bunch of other people. So yeah, hope that answers that question. Mining Diamonds the 8th asks, what is your favorite aspect of Terraria? So this one may be a little bit interesting. I've thought about this one, and I'm fairly certain that my favorite aspect in the entirety of Terraria is the movement. The movement in Terraria is just, it's one of those movement systems it's perfect. When you're slow, you really feel it. You know you're going slow, and you're just like, oh man, I gotta be faster. And then once you get to that level of speed, you're just like, that's perfect, is what that is. And it's just, the movement is so, it's perfect. I got no other words to describe it. Miniac from the forums asks 4 questions, but he numbers them wrong, because reasons. First question is, why are you so awesome? As previously stated, I don't think I'm that great. I don't know. I kind of, this isn't the first time I've been asked this before. Why are you so awesome? It's not really a question that I can answer because, as stated, I don't think I'm that awesome, so there's your answer, I guess. I don't know. Second question he asks is, how can you be so good at spriting, and when did you start? Well, the answer to both of those is, I started 5 years ago. The reason I'm so good is because I've been practicing for 5 years. But yeah, so yeah, there's your answer. I started 5 years ago when I was about 13, started doing Terraria sprites and stuff like that. How I started is I just remade sprite. I took screenshots of Terraria on Steam, and I looked at those screenshots and tried to remake the sprites in Paint. Just get the colors as close as I could, and just get it as close to the screenshot as I possibly could. And there you go. I just did that, and then eventually I got confident enough to start making my own sprites, and just went from there. So yeah, practice. It's a sucky thing to hear if you want to start getting into spriting and stuff like that, but yeah, you just gotta practice. I got this good by doing it for 5 years. There you go. Third question is, I heard you make music. Is this true? I do make music. If you don't know this, I made music. You know that intro music that plays every single one of my videos? At least recently. Some of my older videos don't have my own music, but yeah. The intro and outro of my current videos are both made by me. They're alright, I guess. I've made music in the past, none of them I really count as songs. Realm of Possibility, my outro song, is the only one I really count as an actual song, because I actually went in with a plan, and it actually sounds like a decent song, because it has like a bass line and things like that. None of my other songs have any of that. They're just notes. So, there you go. And what programs do I use for said music making? I use Reason. Version 5. Reason is it's an incredibly powerful music making program, but it's also friggin' expensive. It's used by other such music makers as Danny Baranowski, the guy who does like the Binding of Isaac or the original Binding of Isaac and Super Meat Boy soundtracks and stuff like that. That guy, yeah, he uses Reason, so that's pretty cool. And the fourth question, which he's also labeled as number 3, is how can your YouTube channel be so good? I guess this sort of ties into the first answer. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's because I took inspiration from other YouTube channels that are way better than mine. So, there's that. Moving on. Bezix, or Bezix. I've always pronounced it Bezix in my head, but it may be Bezix now that I'm looking at it. What is your favorite part of making videos? I think I'd have to say editing. It differs. When I'm playing a fun game that I really like, playing the game, that's my favorite part. But even when I'm not, I don't know, sometimes the editing is my favorite part. It kind of depends on what I have to do with editing. If it's like a super long video and I know that beforehand that I didn't really do much that wasn't terribly funny in it, then I'm just, no, I hate editing. It kind of sucks. But if I can remember jokes that I've made and I can plan out little edits and silly bits that I can stick into the video, then I love it. I'll just sit down for 3 hours straight and edit a Terraria episode or whatever and just cram it full of just crap that's super silly and spend loads of time on it, and it's 20 minutes long. But it doesn't matter. It's great. So I think I'd probably say editing. Echo Duck asks, why did you start making YouTube content? Because I wanted to, is this very simple answer. I just felt, I was ever since I was 12, I had been planning, I'm gonna have a YouTube channel. And I'm going to be called Derbo the Magnificent, and I'm going to play Minecraft, and I'm going to review Minecraft mods, and it's going to be great, and I'm going to love it. And then by the time I was 18, I realized that, no. I don't want any part of that. I want to be as far away from the Minecraft community as humanly, physically possible. I love the game. Minecraft's a great game. Don't get me wrong. Community, pretty awful. So, but that's kind of how it is for a lot of games. Terraria is one of the only games, if not the only game, that I've found that has a fantastic community. I love the Terraria community. They're the best. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's why I got into YouTube, because I wanted to. Supreme Overlord Shadowcroc, Angry Face, asks, what is your favorite YouTube series that is not your own content? That's a tough one. I think... I'll probably remember something later on, but off the top of my head, I'd have to say, oh, no, yes, I know what my favorite is. Germa985's Germa Rumble. It's just, basically, if you don't know what it is, he just goes into, like, WWE 2K16 or whatever. The one that, the most recent one that, no, it's like 2K15, 2K16, one of those. And he just makes a bunch of really stupid, ridiculous, just totally stupid characters in the wrestling game and just throws them all in a Royal Rumble. And it's the funniest thing. It's hilarious. On to his second question. He asks, what is your favorite music artist? And what is your favorite song from said artist? So, favorite music artist? I think I'm gonna have to go with Danny Baranowski. As before mentioned, he's the guy who did Super Meat Boy and Binding of Isaac soundtracks. He is phenomenal. I freaking love all of his music. It just keeps me coming back. Even, like, super old songs that he's released, like, stuff for games you've never heard of, so I'm not going to mention them. But yeah, like, I love his music. I keep going back years and years after I've downloaded his soundtracks and things like that, and I just keep listening. They're so good. What is your favorite song from said artist? I think my favorite song from Danny Baranowski would either have to be Oh Merciful Bullet or Villaineurosis, both from an old Flash game called Grey Matter. Grey Matter was also made by Edmund McMillen, the guy who did Super Meat Boy and both Binding of Isaacs. At least I'm fairly certain Grey Matter was Edmund McMillen's. But yeah, Danny Baranowski wrote the soundtrack for this small little Flash game, and I love the music for it. It's so good. Of course, the Crypt of the Necrodancer soundtrack that Danny did is also phenomenal, but I'd have to say Villaineurosis and Oh Merciful Bullet are my favorite of his. I guess I'll put links to those in the description if I remember to. On to the next one. So, Pow Pow It's Me has 3 questions. First question he asks is, what is your PC specs? I do not remember them off the top of my head, and I don't really have time to go digging through my email to find the receipt for all the parts that I bought to figure out the specs, so I'm just gonna put them up on the screen here. I'll just edit them in. Ooh, PC specs. Okay, they're done. If you wanted to a longer look at them, just go pause the video. You have that ability. His second question is, are you really a mudkip? This is a very serious question. What kind of a question is that? Of course I'm a mudkip. Have you not seen, like, my avatar and my intro and my out? I'm a mudkip, of course. Anyway, moving on. Non-believer. His third question is, what is the meaning of potato? This is an extremely serious question I need answered. Tab here, just open up a new tab, here we go, and let me see, what is the meaning of potato? Here we go, Urban Dictionary, potato. People get confused when sentences don't end the way they potato. Well, there you go. Next question. I'm gonna butcher this name. Popasyavi? I'm gonna pronounce it like that. Popasyavi. What is your favorite pastime other than games? Probably making pixel art. And reading, and making traditional art. I like to read. I do a lot of reading. So, that's there you go. Reading, pixel art. There you go. Next question. He also asks, what industry do you want to be part of? And by that, he means, what job do you want? Like, basically, what's my dream job? So, I would love to become a voice actor. I don't know if I've said this on the channel before, but being a voice actor would be the coolest thing ever. That would just be awesome. I would love to be a voice actor. I would also love to be a graphic artist. You know, doing what I do, pixel art, maybe a video game artist or something like that. I'd love to do art for a job. That would be cool. And thirdly, YouTube. As previously mentioned, I would love to make a career out of YouTube. Just don't ever think that it's ever gonna be a thing. Anyway, moving on. So, the Necro Memer asks, have you ever watched anime? If yes, what was your favorite? Does Pokemon count as an anime? I don't think it does. If it, either way, I didn't even watch much Pokemon. I've seen a few episodes. It's an alright show, I guess. What was that one they did recently? It was like Pokemon. I think they just called it Pokemon Red, but it was like it followed the original trainer, Red, through his adventures. It was only like 10 episodes long. That was phenomenal. The fighting in that, everything they did in that small, short little anime series was so awesome. I loved it. But no, I've never seen any other anime besides that. People have always told me, dude, Derpo, you gotta get into anime. You gotta start watching anime. It's great. But my problem with anime is that I can only really watch it like on my computer or whatever, and I'm living in a house with like friggin' 7 other siblings. Because when you're sitting in sort of a place where just anyone could just come along and look over your shoulder, it's like, oh, I'm watching anime, it's silly. I just sort of feel like an idiot while I'm watching it, and I don't really like that feeling. I don't know, maybe one of these days, maybe I'll just sit down and just be like, you know what, I'm watching anime. So, there you go, that's how it goes. He also asks, what got you into gaming? My father, back when I was super little, he got us Commander Keen, the 4th one, and a bunch of other like super old games, like the original Duke Nukem, back when it wasn't super mature and it was just like a side-scrolling platformer and stuff like that. So yeah, Commander Keen, Duke Nukem. I also really like racing games, like the old Need for Speed games. I think Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed was the first racing game I played, and man, those 3 games were like my whole childhood. I played the crap out of those games. They were so much fun. That and Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast. Fudging love that game. And its sequel, Jedi Academy. But yeah, so there you go. That's what got me into gaming. My father. I have him to thank for all this. Thank you so much. Anyway, on to the next one. Bucket, not Lord Buckets, Bucket, asks, how many questions are on the list? About 30-something. There's like 35 total. And then he asks, does that include the question about this questions? Yes, that does include this question and this question. See, both of those are on the list. So, there you go, Bucket. Atomic asks, what is your favorite game? Not lying, Terraria. It genuinely is my favorite game. Although, Hyper Light Drifter came very close to dethroning Terraria. In fact, I'd say they share a throne right now. Terraria and Hyper Light Drifter are my 2 top favorite games just of all time. I fudging love both of them. I've put more time into Terraria than I have in any other game. Although Warframe, that's probably going to take up a heck of a lot of time. I friggin' love Warframe as well. Probably not as much as Terraria, I don't know. But yeah, there's my favorite game, Terraria. Next question. The entirety of Reddit, the whole thing, all of Reddit, asks, is mayonnaise an instrument? No, it's not. And neither is horseradish. Eli10293 asks, have you ever thought of doing a playthrough on your channel of Terraria with multiple players? So, a collaboration. And yes, I have. Don't know who I'm going to do it with. No idea. I would like to do it, but see, the thing is, I don't want to like go out to the Terraria community forums. Hey, I'm going to start a new Terraria series. It's going to be co-op, so if you want to join, just let me know. I don't want to do that, because I don't want to play with some random person. I want to play with somebody that I actually know. Problem is that the only people that I really know that could do it with me kind of live in other time zones, so it's kind of difficult to like get recording schedules down and stuff like that, and I can't really do it with any other Terraria YouTubers because I only have 1,000 subs. They ain't gonna pay attention to me. I can't just send like Chippy Gaming or Pedguin a message and be like, yo, you wanna do a co-op playthrough with me? I would love it if they would be like, you know what, sure, but not happening. That's just not how things work. Maybe I will give it a go at some point, but big YouTubers like that, I say big, they only have a couple 100,000 subs, which is a hell of a lot more than I got, but yeah, so I don't think that'll happen. But anyway, that's the last question, I think. Yes, that is the last question. So, that was all 35 questions, I think it was. Hopefully that was interesting, hopefully that was entertaining. I had a blast doing it. I love answering questions, whether they be silly or serious questions, I love them. So, yeah, maybe I'll do more of these in the future. I really like doing them, so let me know what you guys thought of this Q&A. Once again, thank you all so freaking much for all the friggin' support you've given me. It's mind-blowing. Again, just having 1,000 subscribers. What the frick? It doesn't register with me well. But yeah, so, there you go. again, right quick, just at the very end of this, I would like to say I am sorry for the lack of videos. I know I just made a video about this a couple weeks ago, or like last week, or whenever the hell it was, saying, yo, I'm sorry I didn't make any videos for a while, but I promise that this week will be good. And then it wasn't. And then I screwed up Mystery Mondays this week, so I didn't even get that out. So I now look like I'm a massive liar. But yeah, so I've had more troubles and haven't had a lot of opportunity to record, especially this week. This week was crazy, and is crazy, because Thanksgiving. So lots of stuff going on there. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling now. That was this. I have no idea how long this video is. The recording is currently a half hour. Holy frick. I now understand why Markiplier only answers like 10 questions per video. But yeah, there we go. That was the 1,000 subscriber special Q&A. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for supporting me throughout this. I hope that you all will continue to stick around and continue being magnificent people. Then again, even if you leave, not live. Whew, that sounded ominous. Even if you leave, you're still probably a magnificent person. You're just not officially a magnificent person, so keep that in mind. But anyway, yeah, hope that you guys will stick around for the future. I plan on continuing YouTube until I die or can't physically do it anymore. So there you go. That's it. That's this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a magnificent day. Durbo the Magnificent out.